In a video released to social media, former President Donald Trump criticized President Joe Biden for allowing Title 42 to expire. Title 42 is a public health order put in place by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, in March 2020 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. It allows border officials to immediately expel migrants arriving at the southern border to prevent the spread of the virus. President Trump's criticism of President Biden's decision to allow Title 42 to expire is based on his belief that it will result in a total disaster. He goes on to say that there is not a single American who wants this action except for rich elites. While it is true that there are some who oppose Title 42, it is also true that the public health order has been controversial from the beginning. Critics argue that it violates U.S. law and international treaties on the treatment of refugees and asylum seekers. They also argue that it puts vulnerable migrants at risk of violence and abuse as they are forced to return to dangerous conditions in their home countries. On the other hand, supporters of Title 42 argue that it is necessary to protect public health during a pandemic. They point to the fact that the order has been upheld by the courts and that the Biden administration has continued to use it despite pressure from advocacy groups to end it. Subscribe for more content like this. President Trump's statement that there is not a single American who wants Title 42 to expire except for rich elites is a broad generalization that is not supported by the evidence. While it is true that some wealthy individuals and organizations have called for an end to Title 42, there are also many ordinary Americans who oppose the policy. President Trump's use of religious language in his video is also noteworthy. He quotes a biblical passage about God punishing nations with wicked rulers and calls on the righteous to rise up against the wicked. This kind of language is typical of Trump's political rhetoric, which often seeks to frame political issues in terms of good versus evil. It is worth noting, however, that many people would disagree with President Trump's characterization of President Biden as a wicked ruler. While there are certainly those who oppose the current administration's policies, it is not accurate or helpful to frame political disagreements in terms of good versus evil. In conclusion, President Trump's criticism of President Biden for allowing Title 42 to expire is just one example of the ongoing debate over U.S. immigration policy. While the former president's views on this issue are well known, it is important to consider all sides of the debate and to avoid framing political disagreements in terms of good versus evil. Ultimately, the goal should be to find a solution that balances public health concerns with the need to treat migrants and refugees with compassion and respect. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for authenticity.